What's up, guys? We got a big Week 9 game here between two of the best players to ever touch the game and one of their best gens for each. You've got Veteran in Love against Earthworm. Vill's team is the Sharks, and they are in the playoff race. Earthworm's team is the classiest, but Earthworm wants to finish positive. He's currently 4-4. And, who doesn't want to win, right? Plus, this is just two of the best players ever. So, they played last year. I recorded that game. And it was a great one. Vill came out on top. He played stunningly well. And, but I think Earthworm's gonna want some payback. So, Raikou gets out of there because he does not want it at risk for any explosion turn 1 nonsense. I think Earthworm's too conservative to ever just do that. But the sentiment is there that he would rather not have Raikou statused or exploded early in the game, which would open him up to a lot of stuff. For example, Gengar's now faster, so it can explode, and then, or just Vaporeon can harass him with paralysis and thunder accuracy, just being ungood. So Earthworm takes advantage and switches to Cloyster. Paralysis already paying dividends. Earthworm does consider it the strongest status in the game, and I mean, it's hard to go against that sometimes, because the free turns are just crazy. So Cloyster is going to spike up here. Vill likely just whirlwinded to scout a little. Maybe throw out a Toxic. Toxic Storm is quite good because very rarely is the only good switch-ins to Toxic. Okay, think about it like this. Most things that are immune to Toxic, like Gengar, Nidoking, they don't really like switching into Skarm. The exception is like Fortress. Other Skarm is usually not like your first Skarm switch, and you're usually going to be catching an Electric, which is huge. Or Cloyster, but we don't know. He may as well be Curse Skarm because he needs it for the last poke scenario. Anyway, Thief Missy, this could hint at a Snorlax that does not enjoy Steelix, because Thief Miss usually invites in Steelix on Boom offense teams because they do not want to get Meanlick Perish trapped, so they go to phase it. So, and it works on Tyranitar as well, as he steals that. It is not the standard Perish Trapper, it is a Toxic set, which is very, very good. So, I think Thief, it's cool if you really want to get Steelix, but I feel like these teams can usually handle Steelix pretty well. If they've got Fortress and, Suicune and Skarm and such, and they can dance around it and, spin ideally to get rid of spikes. They need a good spikes plan, of course, but I don't know, I've just never been too high on Thief and Toxic, because, Earthworm's been getting kind of lucky here. As Pursuit crits, and down goes Missy. I mean, it has chipped it, but basically what I'm saying is that Thief against Tyranitar, Thief and Toxic both do a good job of wearing it down. I guess Thief means that at least if there's Heal Bell, then you get something more out of it. Anyway, here comes Kun, as Vill is hard stalling. So, in his time of need, here comes Zapdos, risk-free, and early in the game, and we're going to scout and see Tyranitar. And Poison in GSC does not work if you get phased in. But it does work if you switch in and then get phased out. Like, as soon as you switch in, it takes place, which means Spikes and Toxic is a very good strategy. Anyway, so this is not a Rest Hawking Kun, it is a Roar Toxic Kun, which is good, but I'm just not too high on Kun being taken advantage of while asleep, because I find things like that and, sleeping Raikou, that's generally how most people can play around them. And I find Toxic plus phasing generally solid enough. Anyway, so Toxic Zapdos. So, I think Earthworm can Thunder pretty safely here. There's no threat of Mirror Coat last, and he can go for his Para on Raikou with Spikes down, which is Zapdos Spikes. It's so hard to defend against. Here comes the coup. Snorlax will not be switching in here. And he takes it down and gets hurt by Toxic, but good chip. He's got a full health Snorlax with no spikes to worry about, and possibly like a Nidoking. So, no, he's just going really hard for the Para. Knowing on these kinds of teams, Raikou is also generally Roar, so if he can force it to... Wow, great move by Vill there. okay, Earthworm thought a little further ahead and he did that with lightning speed as well. Very impressive. As instead of resting, I guess he didn't want to risk getting killed by a crit. So he went to Snorlax, and that also scares out Fori. And he goes for Lovely Kiss. Lovely Kiss Snorlax has also been on the rise this spell. It is a brutal, brutal Pokemon. Good move from Earthworm there. And it's going to be really hard for Vil to switch Fori into Zapdos with this situation, because Scarm isn't scared at all, so it can either Thunder or it can rest. So I think, and Raikou at 55, the spikes down, tough stuff. That was a great move by Earthworm, not letting him get the Fortress in for free. And he does get his free rest off. And he can even Sleep Talk, because he's going to want to burn turns, so he can reliably attack the Fortress later. No, he's going to just go to Snorlax. I guess he wanted to take advantage of Raikou as it rested immediately, without giving it any free sleep turns. And I guess he thought that was more valuable than, and so yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't think either is a misplay per se, but yeah, that's good. Oh, he's going for Body Slam. Not really going to be accomplishing much against the Scarm, but then again, this Scarm is not accomplishing much either. So he can just keep going. He can keep Body Slamming. He can go to Zapdos. So Earthworm is definitely holding the upper hand right here. He's going for Drill Peck, just for damage, trying to maybe wear down Cloyster to help with Fortress later. So, anyway, as for the Mischievous thing earlier, I was going to say I prefer like Toxic Thunder, Pain Split, and something else, because just immediate lefties is great. And so he goes to Raikou, and I know that's in his wall by Steelix, but last can be like Confuse Ray or something. So basically, I think they have the tools to deal with Steelix, and I think you generally get better utility out of another move. Yeah, I always come back to original points. I hate leaving those unfinished. Anyway, so very low percentage chance for Zapdos to come out on top against Raikou there. He has to Sleep Talk Thunder and Para, and then he can still Sleep Talk Rest. So he goes and heals that up, and he switches to Snorlax immediately. And he's not really taking... I mean, he's bringing it to a standstill with Scarm. And here comes Fori on the Zapdos switch. No, he just curses for free because Skarmory does not threaten it. So he can spin here, but that means he's going to get Lovely Kissed. And then he's really out of commission. And he can Spike. It's possible Earthworm has Spin. He's run Toxic Spin several times throughout the throughout SPL, which is a great set. I'm really a fan. Like if his last is Marowak, it's then no, you know, totally. Then it'll work out. No, he's just gonna go to Skarmory. So Earthworm's forcing of hit Vil, like he's forced Vil to, you know, play a little aggressively to try to get Fori in and get that spin off, or maybe some spikes down at the very least. Then he chipped Fortress with 6%, you know, spikes damage, forcing it to switch out. So Skarmory doesn't do much other than stall Snorlax, and I mean obviously that's hugely important, but you can see how that would be taken advantage of. So he's just making sure that he can get the Zapdos in for free. So in retrospect, I think perhaps it would have been better to Sleep Talk with Zapdos to burn the turns less, because he's not making that much leeway with Scarm, or with Snorlax. And the less risky sleep turns Zapdos has versus Fortress, the better. So I guess he's really just making sure that he can switch to Zapdos safely here without... Well, if he Whirlwinds on Zapdos and brings in Snorlax, then he could probably switch to Fortress safely, as Zapdos has to come in, because then Snorlax has lost the curse advantage, or has lost its curses, and Drill Peck would actually sting it. So, and you know, needlessly losing health on Lax when it's his main thing to switch into Raikou. I mean, it's not that, like, if Lax is in trouble that he's just helpless because he's got Exeggutor, and the last, which could be Nidoking or Marowak. Of course, it could also be Vaporeon, but you get the idea. It could be a lot of things. Hell, it could be Tentacruel, it could be Drumzard. Somehow I don't feel that we're going to be seeing those, but... so now he's just going to... He's pretty much obligated to just Sleep Talk, burn the turns. Vil's going to be... Vil can weather the storm, but it's going to be a bumpy ride. It's going to be looking really scary for him for a while. So, Sleep Talking is obligatory here. You got to burn those. wear down Raikou some more, man. Make it and he has other Pokemon that can make things happen with. He's just playing conservatively right now and drawing out the more. He's just trying to draw out as much of Bill as possible, with as little as possible. So Sleep Talking and Bill's really thinking about this. I don't think he has a play other than Raikou, really. Last is obviously Snorlax. It could be a Toxic Lax, which is good. Also, the problem with non-rest Talk Suicune here, now that I think about it, is that unless he is Curse Talk Snorlax, then he is very... well, I guess he's got Fortress, but if Fortress can't get the spin off, like say there's a Gengar, I mean, it could be HP Ghost Fori, but at the same time, if Fori can't get the spin off, then Nidoking becomes very, very scary. Anyway, so I think here he burns the other Sleep Turn. I mean, he's not gaining enough with Snorlax to make it worth having the Sleep Turn for Fortress later, because Zapdos is going to be his main tool of dealing with Fori. Oh, he's going to go to... wow, that is trouble, man. Suicune dies. Skarmory is not at full health and parried, and it is Marowak. Yeah, brutal stuff. I have a team just like Earthworms that I used in SPL. It's I have Drum on my Lovely Kiss Lax, but the idea is the same, and I think it's one of the best teams I've made, and it's good to see that Earthworm thought the same. So that's cool. Let's see. So, and the idea with, like, Stun Eggly, like, you just pair... like, ideally with this team, you can boom Zapdos, because Zapdos annoyingly checks Marowak a lot, and that makes me think that Cloyster does have Spin instead of Explosion, and which, funnily enough, is probably going to be more helpful here. Like, its main use is, you know, ideally you snipe their Cloyster with something, and then you spin, or you just Toxic it and then spam spin. But, it's also good against Stall when you need to reprieve. The idea, like... my idea, at least, is against Zapdos, you stun him with Exeggutor, and then you just don't touch him, and then Marowak will cleave through him later. Like, and that's why he's got Body Slam on Lex as well. And I mean, just the more para for Marowak, the better. It's just so well supported. It even has Pursuit Tar to help with Exeggutor, in case you can't HP bug it on the switch, because they're careful, because they have the greatest pivot in the entire generation in Zapdos. And Zapdos' pivoting abilities are truly unmatched. So, and if you can't get that, or, you know, if you don't want to take it, then Tar just helps out there. And it's also, so, anyway, yeah, this is, that rant aside, where I had to try to shoot him, Villain has 10 seconds left, and now he switches to Skarmory on Earthquake. I guess he was expecting Coon. Well, the thing is, like, it's better for him to let Skarm in for free, because it doesn't really do damage to him. So, and hell, he can Swords Dance here. The hell's stopping him? Hell, he can Rock Slide and just do chip to Suicune, but he's gonna want Coon healthy, and Zapdos also covers a switch to Coon. So, better move there. Nice move from Earthworm, being conservative. I mean, I think he could have Swords Danced reasonably, but at the same time, it's not a huge deal, because, like, even if Coon comes in, just switch to Zapdos. So, and if he goes to Skarm, then Rock Slide is just cleaving everything open. So I think the reward was really great there. So, regardless, he's going to have a million opportunities to do this, because Raikou's going to be forced to rest over and over and over and over, and, you know, there's Marowak's entry. So what Bill's going to have to do is find a way to get Fori in there and start making something happen with its spikes. Or, ideally, you know, get maybe force the Zapdos to rest, and then try to make something happen with his own Snorlax. Because with Toxic 68 T-Tar without lefties, then Snorlax can make something happen. Great, good move there. Good, definitely solid. Although he still has the Lovely Kiss option, so actually that's not so great. Yeah, he's gonna have to run out there and get the Scarm, but he didn't get leftovers, but he has actually Scarm. Like, you think, hey man, there's nothing Scarm can do to me. I'm just gonna attack it. But Scarm eats at Snorlax's PP pretty fast, and there are only 16 curses. So, he's cursing to keep Vil honest about switching to Fori, although I don't think Vil is going to try that again, so he could have just gone Fori, or Zapdos. But, not that big a deal. I mean, he lost a curse. I doubt that's going to be the deciding factor. He's just body slamming, really wanting everything he can for whack. So Raikou did not burn a sleep turret. I think it's at 1 sleep turret. This is one thing I keep asking for because you always check this, but it can be very easy because so many things rest in this generation more than anything else. So yes, it has slept 1 turn. I did control effing is great and all, but it can be annoying and unreliable, and you have to do it a lot in longer games. So anyway, let's see. So I mean, switching to 4 here won't kill him, and it might be time to start taking some risks. Especially because Earthworm does not have infinite body slams. He's actually burned through quite a bit. He actually did it, and he ate body slam, but that's still not bad because he chooses to get the spikes, and that's the correct move because he needs some sort of offense. Of course, if the Cloy is spin, then wow, great move there from Earthworm. I think it is spin, which Marowak made me think, and he's got the free turn against Skarm, which Vil was obligated to go back to. And man, I love Skarmory's sprite. It's so great. Anyway, so with Misdreavus out of the picture, which it was going to be even without the things like Toxicness and Pursuit Crit, then Cloyster's just going to have a real ball here. I mean, hell, it forces in Suicune and Raikou. Raikou gets forced to rest. Yep, there's spin. Spin Cloyster's great. And if Coon, it can just, I mean, it's not forcing it to rest anytime soon, but, you know, it can chip away at it, which can help Marowak. Let me check Marowak Swords Dance. Yes, I was Calculating versus Piloswine earlier because I wanted to check that, because someone mentioned Piloswine. I love that one. Anyway, wow, Blizzard doesn't kill Marowak? The fuck? Anyway, versus Suicune, you are going to get that much. Whoops, okay, I forgot the, yeah, that's, yeah, you just change that. And, versus Skarm, then, if it's paralyzed, then it's, yeah, as you can see, it's gonna be trouble. Anyway, Snorlax switch, and next time Vil will wake up. I think Earthworm should start being a little more conservative with, the body slams. I mean, he's not in danger of burning out, but, like, soon he's going to be in danger of burning out, so he's gonna have to be more conservative with him. And it's not like if Raikou chose to stay in and pop off Thunder, which would be really not good. I guess he was making sure that Raikou wouldn't stay in to pop off Thunder, and that was worth more than the alternative. Because, you know, Zapdos versus Skarm advantage was not so huge. So, even while I might not have made that play myself, I can see why he would do it. So, he goes to get Zapdos on Coon, Thunder, free HP Ice missing. He's still going to be forced to rest pretty soon, but now I think she should be going back to Zap. Or hell, if Marowak, because if Raikou stays in, it will not be using HP Ice, and you can just burn a Thunder. So, I mean, he's still got a lot of Thunders left, but yep, there's the Zapdos switch, as expected. And he's probably... Okay, he's still good on Thunders, but, like, I really hate when people use all their Thunders in, like, the first 20 turns. That's obviously not what's happened here, but I really hate when that happens, and then later in the game, they're like, oh, shit, I'm out of Thunders, how'd that happen? Like, I try to be conservative with them, because otherwise they will, speaking of, then that Thunder on Snorlax did not pay off. And, I don't think that Thunder was good because, like, if he wanted to avoid Snorlax eating Thunder, he could have just gone to Marowak and had, you know, like, the same effect. So, and now he's in trouble with Zapdos on Skarm. So, and Snorlax is gonna have to eat this Thunder, and Snorlax eating Thunder with spikes down is nasty, as you can see. So, let's, what was that point I was about to make? I hate when this happens way too much. Yeah, he could have gone Marowak if he didn't want Snorlax, oh wow, that's dangerous. We're in the danger zone. Yeah, he could have gone Marowak if he didn't want Snorlax eating the Thunder, and to also take advantage of the resting Raikou. HPS was never going to be the move there, so I'm not really a fan of Thundering there. Now he's in trouble because now his Snorlax is forced to rest, and all that came out of it was that Zapdos was toxic, which is, for now, big deal. So now he gets to... I guess Snorlax can stay in for a couple turns to maybe waste Body Slam PP and Curses. In fact, I think that's what he should do. Because, waking up, having Snorlax wake up easier later is great. Yep, that's what he does. Curse. I mean, he can make things tough for Scarm with some full paras here, actually. With the +2 Body Slams. I mean, Para is great. I tend to like Double Edge, but, I tend to like Belly Drum more here. But either is totally fine. It's really preference. As long as you're not using Return. Return is only acceptable in Belly Drum sometimes. And even then, it's just, yuck. So, now he's just gonna keep chipping the Scarm. +2 Body Slam doesn't do a ton. But, it's, something. And, Scarm hasn't full parried in a while, to my recollection, so... Hey, there you go. So... he's just gonna keep spamming it. I mean, he's not... Yeah, he's fine with Body Slams. Problem is, Scarm can rest. I mean, he's gonna Whirlwind, and then... He's really gotta find some way to... I mean, Suicune's going to win this game. It's just a matter of... Marowak's going to win this game, I think. It's just a matter of getting it versus Coon. Actually, if... Okay, so if Raikou's asleep, and Marowak and Skarmory is paralyzed, then, at not, great health, there's a very, very good chance that Marowak will just straight up sweep, because it lives to serve from Coon. And then it just kills, these two, and this will be sleeping, and this will, Paraflinch, +2, blah blah blah. Although Drillpeck would kill after, but there's Whack, there's Coup, good move. And now we can spam Earthquake, because even if Skarmory comes in... Oh wow, that was a good move. Just if he HP Ice, then I guess scaring him out that way, just really safe stuff all around, which is a good move. I don't think it was necessary, because if he lets Raikou go down. I guess he didn't want to waste Earthquake or something. No, I seriously doubt that's the case. I don't think I've ever seen a Marowak run out of Earthquake. I mean, I'm sure it's happened a million times, but So he's wearing down Raikou this way, and now he EQs, because the Scarm is asleep, so he can Sword Dance freely. And if Coon comes in, big deal. He's still been chipping things with spikes. So, oh, it's a Sleep Talk Skarmory. You don't see that every day. So, okay, so now he knows. Marowak is not scot-free versus a sleeping Skarmory. That's cool. That's cool. Now, it means he can't Whirlwind Toxic Zapdos, or Poison Zapdos, and he's just gonna keep wailing at him with Whack switches. This is really nice. I think he should go for Rock Slide here. Oh, Earthquake is fine too. Well, mainly because Rock Slide would kill, and it would also hurt Scarm. Just a little, and I guess you don't waste Earthquake. And, if Vil rested on Rock Slide, then that would just be... My mind would just explode. So... here comes Lax, trying to double out on Zapdos, getting some tempo back. Good move by Vil, very good. So, his own Lax is going to come in as he burns the Sleep Churn. And, this Snorlax is probably Vil's best chance at winning, because he does not want to, because Earthworm cannot burn, he doesn't have infinite PP with, Curse and Body Slam, 12 apiece. And so he can just stay in and attack, and, I mean, Toxic Mist doesn't help, but he's just stuffing him with Scarf all the live long day. So, this Snorlax is definitely at threat of being stalled. So Vill's Lax is his most dangerous way of going on the offensive. So I really don't know. I don't think he should be spamming, body slam here. I mean, okay, he gets the para, but now he should switch. So Ori's, I mean, hell, Ori's asleep at 71%. The hell is he worried about? Okay, he got the para, so I guess that's step one of winning with whack. Because now, the rock slides on the switch, then those are actual. Oh, okay, he rested immediately to prevent that from becoming a threat. Great move. Whack in on Lax. Lax was always coming in there because Raikou was at like 2. Yeah, the Snorlax is actually kind of a problem. So Misdreavus did leave its mark. Tranitar comes in, absorbs Toxic. Not really absorbs, it loses health. But good move, good move. I'm always checking PP here. And this Snorlax will have double edge, so Zapdos cannot rest stall it. I mean, it can stall for a little bit. Rock Slide missing, that's pretty nasty. I think he's just gonna, double edge. Recoil is not gonna do anything. I hate double edge, it's so broken. Because it's so powerful, and the recoil is approximately, like, 2. And hell, the worst, sometimes it actually, it takes off a couple percent off your leftovers. It's so stupid. Anyway, so, Cloyster comes in here. I think that's an interesting choice. I guess he chipped Snorlax a little and lost his Tar. Tar was not really doing anything, so, fair. And I guess that sack did have to come at some point. So, Toxic will force some stuff from Lax here. I guess maybe he's trying to waste Toxic. He could go to, I mean, that'd be a pretty awesome move. If he just starts switching between Zapdos and Cloyster on Double Edge and Toxic to waste the PP. And because that's, I mean, it's not wasting Double Edge PP as much as, forcing him to get weakened. I was just gonna Surf. Another Toxic miss, yeah. Earthworm, I'm not gonna say, Earthworm is, hacking the shit out of him, but he's definitely been on the lucky end this game, and it continues, my goodness. Sharks are unhappy with this. So, sorry, I just went on Smogon to respond to someone who asked who has the advantage, and I said it was anyone's game, which is true. So, I guess the Toxic miss, sucks, but I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. It'll make him Toxic it later, but put it like this, I don't think that hitting Toxic on Cloyster is going to be a game changer. Oh, come on, Earthworm, that was unnecessary. I mean, now Snorlax has to switch, and now it's in danger of Zapdos. And he has to go to Scarb. So I guess there's that. Now there's a very, very real possibility of Zapdos picking up a KO. Does Vil rest? I feel like he might. Nah, no, that was too risky. And now he's got a free Thunder, and assuming it connects, it will kill something. So there's that progress. That was a good move, because if he did that, then yeah, because if Snorlax rests, then Marowak's threatening Scarb and such. Although if it just rested, then you would still have the Lax Scarb things to wall everything. So and Earthworm still got the Exeggutor tool with its own explosion. So now he's gonna let Fori go. I guess this. Oh, that just dropped. It's so rare to see a clean KO in GSC. I think Earthworm should rest up here. Oh, and if there was a KO, then there would be no poison damage. So there's that. So Earthworm now has a Lovely Kiss on Snorlax at his disposal, which he can use against Bills potentially. And in comes Raikou, which can freely spam Psychic at this point, so good restraint. So he's just going to be spamming it. He's wasting Scarb health. I mean, Sleep Talking Rest makes it kind of hard to do that, but it's not like he's at any great risk, so on my team that I run Stud Spore, HP Fire, Giga Drain, Explosion, mainly because Stud Spore lures in like Fori a lot, and I really want to deter that. He could just Psychic again here, didn't he? Oh, we just Stud Spored. Okay, that's cool. I tried to get Scarm there, but which was a fair price to pay for 45% of Executor's life. So now he's just gonna keep spamming it. So, oh wow, he's Psychic HP Fire. That's a great move. I prefer Giga HP Fire mainly because I don't want to hit Zapdos. I want to stun it because once you hit it, then it rests, and you know it can be annoying if it's faster, even if it's asleep. For Marowak, so I prefer to just stun it and not touch it. And stun Giga Drain lets you actually stand a chance against Tyranitar. So, Surf Crit could be dangerous here. No, he just goes Untitled. Okay. I guess surfing Exeggutor there was pretty dangerous. And he wanted to put it on a timer. But Psychic HP Fire is also great. Because Giga Drain is kind of... It's really only good against Tyranitar. And Psychic is important for actually hitting Lax, which is something I have encountered many times. I mean, sometimes you just want Stun Spore stabs, I guess. But you can't give up Explosion. Honestly, I've thought about giving up Explosion a couple times. But you really can't. You need the emergency button and just... It just locks down so many endgame scenarios. He's thundering away, man. I guess he can rest here. He's trying to not give Snorlax any free turns. So here comes Whack. Raikou burns Sleep. And Scarm is... Well, he can go to Coon here. Nope, he's just Swords Dancing and... Well, Scarm's gonna go down, and this systematic breaking down of teams means that once Scarm goes down, then Snorlax is gonna kill it. Rest Talk is actually gonna pay dividends here, as it can actually stall it out, but he crits! Oh, that sucks. Well, I mean, he's not out of it yet, because Sleep Talking Drill Peck, well, Sleep Talking Rest is, obviously preferable, and he does. And now he appears to be somewhat, or not entirely out of the woods, but it's working. Oh, and for those who were not aware, then Toxic reverts to regular poison once you switch out in GSC. So always just Sleep Talking Rest. Oh, what a machine. Wow, this Scarm was actually, it's still winnable for Earthworm, but it's not good. Like, he would really prefer he Sleep Talks a Curse. But even, like, Drill Peck is not good. And he does it. Ooh, now Scarm's gonna rest up. Here comes Zapdos. It won't be affected by poison. Well, now he lost it. Well, now something is going to be dying to Exeggutor's Psychic. Or he just, because the only other option is he tries to handle it with Raikou, which 1, Spit F drops, 2, Explosion, and then just Zapdos by itself would clean up. Assuming he could dance around the Snorlax. So, the clear move here is Zapdos for Earthworm. I think he's thinking about what he's going to do after. He cannot let Scarm go. I guess he also can't really switch into Body Slam after. He's going to go to Cloyster. That's interesting. Because it's a speed tie. Of course, it's not just a speed tie. But he has to win the tie and get a 33% Sleep Talk Rest, and he's still going to be taking damage. So I guess he figured those were better odds, because he's gonna try and wear down Cloyster that way, not wasting Thunders. He can go to Coon pretty safely because this Cloyster will not explode it. It'll Toxic it and force a rest. I'm not sure how that's really gonna play out. I think Earthworm definitely has been doing extremely well, but I also think he might have been able to close this game out a little differently. Because I mean, as I said earlier, then Vil can definitely bounce back. But it's going to look really bad for a while, but, he has been grinding it out. So, Psychic HP Fire, yeah, on my team, sometimes I think I deal with Snorlax pretty well, but sometimes I don't. I can't lie. I do miss Psychic spam ability against Snorlax. Even though it's not like the greatest move, but you know it's something. It's better than Giga Drain. So, Cloy. Is he gonna eat the Toxic to Toxic Suicune? Suicune is faster, so it will not take toxic damage this turn, because you only take toxic damage when you move. So now he's just gonna keep surfing. Maybe he was trying to. So I guess he does a net 5% to Coon. That's cool. Now he's gonna get roared, and roaring in Zapdos or Exeggutor. That's fine too. So now he spams. Actually, I think does he want to explode? I think that may be a bit premature because he can probably spam Psychic and then explode after. Like, see if you get the Psychic drops, and then if you don't, then you boom. No, he's gonna go Cloyster. Interesting. On the Surf. Interesting. He was trying to catch Zapdos there, I think. So... I'm thinking... Toxic here. Yep, now he's got it. And now he can go to Snorlax. So yeah, the Toxic mixes earlier did hurt, although who's to say it would have been played this exact same way, you know? So, I'm just gonna let Clay go. And here comes Zapdos. Neither Pokemon will take... Well, now he's in... well, Raikou is... You know, in Zapdos' walling shape. Come on, Showdown, show me how fucking high Raikou is. 72 sleeping, okay. And I'm pretty sure it has not rested. It's burned a turn yet. So, Snorlax out of the picture. So we see a coup switch here. And now we see Snorlax taking advantage of the, like, 0% Scarm. And, chip Raikou a little more, and even Suicune can't switch in. So that was very, very nicely done by, Earthworm. Oh, I know what he was guarding against with Surf. He was guarding against Snorlax switching in on Toxic and then resting. Nice move, nice move. So, okay. Yeah, now he just pretty much body slams for free and is taking stuff down. So... Here comes Coon. He figures it's most expendable. Although without it kind of sitting in the way of, I guess he's going to get one roar off. And then he can, and if he roars an Exeggutor, then he can rest and start doing something there. Isn't he just gonna roar? He's gonna Toxic. Okay. That works. Now, wow, Earthworm is in a great spot now. And I think we're pretty much where we were a couple turns ago, but with lower health on both Coon and Zapdos. So, yep, back to Lex. Back to Coup. Like, I know that later gen players might be like, dude, you gotta take a risk, you gotta just stay in at some point. And you see those moves rarely, but it is emphasis on, you know, really, really rarely, because it is just so hard to pull the trigger in such a, like in a metagame where, you know, defense is so important, you know? So now we're gonna see Suicune get sacked, and Scarm, actually if Scarm doesn't sleep on rest, then it's pretty over. No, he's gonna roar, and in comes Zapdos. Well, so now, Raikou's healthy again, but he just gave Zapdos some lefties. and Snorlax is going to come right back in and do it all over. No, he's going to spam Psychic. Actually, no, that's good, because Suicune is now at health where either Raikou gets harassed. See, it's all about these, you know, middle ground plays where you just keep getting the advantage over and over and just break stall down, because as much of an advantage Earthworm looked to have earlier, as you can see, it is not a walk in the park to break him down. Yeah, you gotta keep wailing on him. So, yeah, since Kun can no longer switch in with, you know, Spikes, Toxic, and it's at 48 if I'm remembering correctly, before those, then, yeah, he's just gonna go for Psychic, and Raikou is stuck rest looping. Unreliable. He's gonna go for a Thunder Para on his free turn, and he gets it. And there's the drop. So now he's going to eat a heavy... I mean, the Para helps, obviously, because he can, hell, he can... Well, I don't think it'll come into play against Snorlax. Well, if it does, then it won't be for a while. But now he either, the ideal scenario for Vil here is that... I mean, even once he rests, then he's still in the scenario of, well, something dies. And then I have to go to Scarb and hope to Sleep Talk rest. So it's not like, it's not great. And plus, even if he does get that para, then, on the rest, then... And he has to rest, because otherwise, like, Zapdos is going to come in and just blow something up with Thunder next time it comes in. And Psychic is just going to keep getting spams. So, here, Psychic is superior. Moveset crises like this just kill me inside, man. I lose sleep at night over this shit. I mean, Psychic is great. I just hate being so useless against Tyranitar. And I guess that you could make the case that you would prefer to just para Tyranitar and get out of there, because the rest of your team just so roundly abuses it. Plus, there's a Lovely Kiss Snorlax, which has a pretty good chance of catching it, although, you know, usually you'd rather just catch Cloyster, I suppose. But, yeah, so, you know, I guess I'll reconsider my team. And, I mean, hitting Snorlax is obviously very important, so... yeah, because with HP Fire you do lose a lot of bulk with HP, but I guess you would prefer to just stun it and get out of there. Of course, having them know that Tyranitar is a completely free Executor switch can be bad, but it can also be abused, because with Good Drain, then, you know, sometimes they might be a little wary. So, you know, trade-offs. Obviously, I wish I could run 5 moves. That is sadly not the reality we live in. And I guess, you know, there are certainly going to be cases where you're like, oh man, thank God I was actually able to hit that Zapdos. Like, if you got last spot Executor versus, like, 20% Zapdos or whatever. And they have another last, and, you know, you can't explode, so. Anyway, Vil with 30 seconds on the clock. He's obligated to rest, so I guess he's just thinking of what he's doing after. No, he's going to try to wake up. Well, there goes that. Oh, I guess he's going to try to... Yeah, that's fair. He's going to rest Snorlax here. And then Zapdos will try. And that'll be his way of dealing with Zapdos. I mean, he can still spam Psychic for, you know, quite a bit. So... Oh, he goes Toxic, and he's gonna die to Psychic. Or no, he's not, he's gonna barely live. Psychic does a disappointingly little amount to Snorlax, man. So, he Toxic trying to catch Snorlax, which would then, you know, throw out Curses and Body Slam, so good thought. Well, now he's obligated to rest, but he's just gonna Psychic all the live long day. Gets Para there, not an enormous deal. I mean, worst case, like, I'm pretty sure he could stall Bill's if it came down to Zaplax versus Boost Farm. I'm pretty sure he could outstall it just by with a lot of switching. So, like, it may be worth it to take the explosion here, but he's not in any rush to do so. So. Whereas, actually, he really wants to kill this... Yup, yeah, he really wants to kill that Lax, because I just realized, if Lax is the last Poke alive, then that could actually be it. Like, if it was Skarm Lax, then that would be really bad. I think his move here is clearly Earthworm, because, Skarm has to... No, Zapdos! Okay, I guess there's that, because... No, that was a great move, because there's... Because... Wait, no, Skarm doesn't die to Bison. But, like, Skarm had to... Sleep Talk, Okay, I guess think about it like this. Raikou... If Raikou comes in on Lax, then he body slams twice, or... hell, he could probably just switch his... Well, no, he wouldn't switch his Zapdos, but... Well, I guess, Snorlax would have switched into Raikou safely, but Skarm still had to Sleep Talk rest, so yeah, Snorlax is going to curse up and win this game. So wow, what a battle! Holy shit. Yeah, Vil needs an extraordinary amount of luck to win this, so this one's over. Yeah, and I guess neither of Earthworm's last two pokes were a bad choice. It's just that, wow, he actually risked kind of losing there. Holy shit. Yikes. Did he? Didn't he? Yeah, I think I might have rested the second time, but, no big deal. What was I saying? Yeah, like, if Lax, like, either one works there, but I guess he wanted to, yeah, because if you force, because, in the end, it just boils down to having Snorlax versus Raikou and Skarm switching in and Sleep Talking Rest. Whereas if you have Snorlax versus Skarmory to begin with, then, he has two chances to do so. And at that point, I still think Earthworm is going to win that, but it's the little things. And, like, if he goes Zapdos Raikou, if he doubles to Skarm versus Snorlax, then it's the same thing, but this time you just kill Raikou on the switch with Zapdos. When it's Zapdos versus Skarm. So Zapdos was the better move there, for sure. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, because even if he goes to, if it's Lax versus Zap, then or Lax versus Skarm, then he just goes Zap and does that anyway. So it's really trivial at that point. So anyway, this is a marathon game, really, really close. Great battle, two of the best of all time, all that good stuff. I thank you guys very much for watching, and I very much hope you enjoyed. And I'll catch you later.